Feeling weak or unstable is not an inevitable part of aging, it's a sign that you can still do a lot to change it. And you know what's even better? Getting started is simple, and results come faster than you might imagine. And if you enjoy our content, subscribe, and give us a like. Now, many people believe that losing strength with age is inevitable. That feeling slower, having less stability, or getting tired when climbing stairs is simply part of getting older. But the truth is different. What happens has a name: sarcopenia. It's the progressive loss of muscle mass and strength, and it starts much earlier than we imagine, as early as your 40s, and it accelerates after 50. Since 2016, sarcopenia has been recognized as a medical condition, and several studies have shown that it can be slowed down, and even reversed, in just a few weeks, with the right exercises. And we're not talking about complex routines or long hours of training, but simple, well-targeted movements that reactivate the muscles, strengthen the joints, and restore confidence in your movements. Today I'll show you 4 essential exercises that you can do at home, low impact, and risk-free. And at the end, I'll share with you one key recommendation to help you maintain progress without getting injured. Let's get started. Exercise 1. Squat. When we think of a movement that can bring back strength and stability to the body, few are as complete as the squat. This exercise works, in a coordinated way, the muscles of the legs and the hips. The quadriceps, the glutes, and the hamstrings all take center stage. At the same time, the deep core and the lower back act as stabilizers. They support the spine and help keep it upright through the entire motion. This combination makes the squat much more than a leg exercise. It becomes a powerful tool, not only for building strength, but also for improving posture, balance, and control over every movement. In fact, the squat is one of the most natural human patterns. We perform it every time we sit down or stand up. Training it deliberately gives us back the ability to move with confidence in daily life. Because of this, it's no surprise that science has studied the squat so closely. Research shows that regular practice leads to significant improvements in walking speed, balance, and bone density, especially after the age of 50. In one article, published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, researchers concluded that adding squats to training programs for older adults reduced the risk of falls and improved walking ability. Physiotherapy studies also highlight another benefit. When done with proper technique, squats activate deep muscle fibers that protect the joints and prevent injuries. In other words, what looks like a simple gesture is actually an investment in long-term health and independence. Picture yourself standing up with ease, climbing stairs without effort, or carrying groceries without feeling unsteady. These everyday victories all begin with stronger legs and a more resilient core. To practice the squat safely, begin standing tall, with your feet shoulder-width apart and your gaze looking forward. Bend your knees and push your hips back, as if sitting into an invisible chair. Keep your chest lifted, your back straight, and your core tight. Make sure your knees don't move too far past your toes. If you are just starting out, work with a smaller range of motion. Even a shallow squat builds awareness and strength. Over time, increase the depth as you gain confidence. A beginner-friendly routine could be 2 or 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, 3 times per week. That alone is enough to bring visible results in a few weeks: more strength when standing up, more security when climbing steps, and a more stable body in daily life. For progression, you can hold onto a chair for balance, or add light weights for challenge. Whatever the variation, the squat remains one of the most effective, safe, and rewarding exercises you can do, at any age. Exercise 2. Crunch. Strengthening the core is much more than an aesthetic goal, because the central muscles of the body play an essential role in mobility, balance, and protection of the spine. When the core is weak, even simple tasks become demanding. Getting out of bed, turning to reach for an object, or standing for long periods without support all feel harder and more tiring. The controlled crunch offers a safe and effective way to reactivate this area. By lifting the torso only partially, the rectus abdominis, the obliques, and deep fibers such as the transverse abdominis all work together. They stabilize the pelvis, support the posture, and reduce unnecessary strain on the lower back. Each repetition might seem small, but it provides an important stimulus. Over time, these small efforts build up into more stability, better balance, and less discomfort. A stronger core means more confidence in every movement, and greater independence in everyday life. One of the most valuable benefits of the crunch is its effect on postural control. When the core activates correctly, the spine stays in a safer alignment. This reduces the tension that often causes stiffness or pain in the lower back. A study published in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy demonstrated this clearly. Researchers found that the partial crunch activated deep abdominal fibers more efficiently, without overloading the lumbar spine, compared to traditional full sit-ups. This explains why so many physical therapy programs recommend it, both for recovery and for prevention. Complementary studies also show that a strong core improves walking coordination and reduces the risk of falls, especially in older adults. Imagine being able to walk with steadier steps, react faster when you stumble, or carry out household chores without fatigue. All of these benefits come from keeping the central muscles strong. That is why the crunch, although simple, becomes a key tool for maintaining functional independence and extending mobility over the years. To practice the crunch safely, lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet firmly on the floor. Place your hands on your thighs, or lightly behind your head, without pulling on the neck. Begin the movement with a deep exhale. Contract the core as if pulling the navel in toward the spine, and then lift the shoulders gently off the floor. You don't need to go high. The key is to feel the tension in the abdominal area, not in the neck or lower back. Beginners can start with 2 sets of 8 to 10 slow, controlled repetitions. Over time, increase the number of reps as endurance improves. For older adults, or those with lumbar discomfort, the exercise can be adapted. Use a smaller range of motion, lifting the shoulders only slightly, or place a rolled towel under the lower back for extra support. These adjustments make the crunch accessible, safe, and still highly effective. With consistency, you will notice better posture, greater stability, and more confidence in every movement, whether you are getting up from a chair, reaching for something overhead, or simply walking with balance and security. Exercise 3, Modified Push-Up. After activating the core, the next logical step is to strengthen the upper body, because the arms, chest, and shoulders are key to everyday actions. Think about pushing a heavy door, lifting a box, or holding an object securely. All of these movements depend on the strength and coordination of your upper body. The modified push-up is an exercise that responds perfectly to this need. By lowering the intensity compared to the traditional push-up, it becomes more accessible while still activating the main muscle groups. The pectoralis major, the triceps, the deltoids, and the stabilizing muscles of the abdomen all work together in this simple but powerful movement. This combined work not only improves upper body strength, but also strengthens the connection between the torso and the hips, which is essential for maintaining an upright posture and moving with security. Thanks to its progressive nature, the modified push-up is suitable for people who have not trained in a long time, or for those who are looking for a safe way to regain arm strength without overloading the joints. Among the most important benefits of the modified push-up is its ability to improve functional capacity for daily life. Everyday tasks, such as lifting a grocery bag, getting up from the floor, or pushing yourself up from a chair, all require coordination between arms, chest, and core muscles. Practicing the modified push-up reproduces that dynamic in a controlled and safe way. Research supports these effects. In a study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology, it was observed that including adapted push-up variations in strength programs increased muscular endurance and scapular stability in adults. This translates into greater safety when handling loads, and more efficiency in movements that involve pushing or lifting. Furthermore, rehabilitation specialists point out that push-up variations performed on the knees, or against an elevated surface like a wall or table, reduce tension on the shoulders. This makes them a safer option than traditional push-ups, especially for people with joint limitations. In other words, what may look like a simple modification actually turns the movement into an essential resource to preserve autonomy, prevent injuries, and keep the upper body strong for daily activities. To practice the modified push-up correctly, start on the floor with your knees resting on the ground. Place your hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and keep your body aligned from the head to the hips. Slowly lower your chest in a controlled motion, avoiding any arch in the back. Then push yourself back up while engaging the core. It is not necessary to touch the ground or complete too many repetitions. Quality is more important than quantity. A good starting point is 2 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, with short breaks in between. For older adults, or for those who feel discomfort in the shoulders, it is advisable to try the standing variation. Place your hands against a wall, or on a firm table, to reduce the load and improve control. These adaptations make the exercise accessible, safe, and still effective. With regular practice, the modified push-up strengthens the chest, arms, and shoulders, while also improving core stability. Within a few weeks, you will notice more confidence when lifting objects, pushing yourself up, or supporting your body in daily movements. From carrying a shopping bag to getting up from the floor, this exercise builds the kind of strength that directly improves your independence and your quality of life. Exercise 4, Lunge. Among the movements that best represent the combination of strength and balance, the lunge holds a special place. This exercise works several large muscle groups at the same time. The quadriceps extend the knee, the glutes provide power to the hips, and the hamstrings stabilize the leg during the descent. In addition, the core plays a crucial role, keeping the torso aligned and preventing the body from leaning too far forward or to the sides. What makes the lunge so interesting is how closely it mirrors real-life actions. Taking a long step forward, climbing a slope, or bending down to pick something up from the floor are all motions we face daily. By practicing lunges regularly, each repetition directly trains the ability to face those situations with greater confidence and less effort. Far from being just a gym exercise, the lunge is a functional pattern that teaches your body to move safely and efficiently in everyday life. The benefits of the lunge go beyond building muscle. This exercise also improves hip mobility and knee stability, both of which are critical for healthy, pain-free movement as we age. Practicing lunges consistently results in greater agility when walking, faster reaction time when tripping, and stronger postural control. Research confirms these benefits. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that including lunge variations in adult training programs improved neuromuscular coordination and lowered the incidence of falls. Another study, published in the European Review of Aging and Physical Activity, emphasized the importance of unilateral exercises like the lunge. Training one leg at a time improves bone density and functional strength, both essential for preserving independence later in life. Put simply, the lunge is not only about toning your legs. It is a proven resource for maintaining mobility, protecting bone health, and reinforcing self-confidence in everyday movements. Imagine being able to climb stairs without hesitation, regain balance quickly after a stumble, or walk longer distances without fatigue. All of these abilities are supported by strong, stable legs trained through lunges. To perform the lunge safely, begin standing tall with your feet hip-width apart. Step forward with one leg into a long stride, bending both knees until the back knee moves close to the ground without touching it. Keep your torso upright, your gaze forward, and your core engaged to support the posture. After lowering, push off with the front leg to return to the starting position, and then repeat with the other leg. A good beginner routine includes 2 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions per side, 3 times per week. That alone is enough to produce noticeable improvements in strength and balance within a few weeks. For older adults, or for anyone with knee discomfort, the lunge can be adapted to make it safer. Try a static version, keeping one foot forward and the other back, lowering and rising without stepping forward each time. Another option is to use a wall or chair for support, which increases stability while reducing fear of falling. With these adjustments, the lunge becomes an accessible, effective, and safe movement for people of all fitness levels. Over time, it strengthens the lower body, builds confidence in walking, makes climbing steps easier, and contributes to a more agile, stable, and independent life. Bonus: nutrition and habits that boost your strength. Exercise is a fundamental part of maintaining health, but it doesn't stand alone. The way you eat, the hydration you maintain throughout the day, and the small daily habits you practice are also key for your body to respond with more energy and vitality. For older adults, paying attention to nutrition makes the difference between feeling tired or enjoying an active and fulfilling life. One of the most essential points is ensuring a good intake of protein. Lean meats, fish, eggs, legumes, and low-fat dairy help repair muscles and sustain the strength you gain from training. It is also wise to include a variety of fruits and vegetables, since they provide vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that protect cells from aging. And although fats should not disappear, the best choice is to focus on healthy sources, such as olive oil, avocado, or nuts, while avoiding fried foods, ultra-processed products, and added sugars, which only generate inflammation and fatigue. Hydration is another pillar. With age, the sensation of thirst decreases, and many times people drink less water than needed. Keeping a glass of water nearby, or including light herbal teas and mild broths, is a simple way to ensure that the body works better, that the joints stay lubricated, and that recovery after exercise is faster. In short, moving and eating well are two sides of the same coin. When you combine exercise with balanced nutrition and proper hydration, the positive effects on strength, mobility, and overall well-being multiply. Small changes at the table become powerful allies to enjoy every stage of life with more energy. Final advice: the importance of consistency. Exercising is not only a matter of strength or mobility, it is also a habit that brings order and balance to life. It is useless to know effective movements if they are not practiced regularly, because the body needs constant stimulation to keep the muscles active and the joints in motion. That is why one of the best decisions you can make is to reserve a fixed space in your week, as if it were a personal appointment that cannot be postponed. By putting your exercises on the calendar, you give them the value they deserve, and you prevent them from being pushed aside by daily obligations. Science supports this. Studies published in the Journal of Behavioral Medicine have shown that people who plan their exercise sessions at defined times are able to maintain the habit longer and obtain greater benefits in strength and endurance. In addition, scheduling your practice helps create a commitment with yourself, and that regularity becomes the key to slowing down muscle loss, improving balance, and preventing injuries. In other words, it is not about training a lot one day and then forgetting. It is about giving continuity, even if it is only 20 minutes, 3 times per week. The most advisable thing is to choose moments of the day when you feel energetic. In the morning, to start with vitality, or in the afternoon, as a pause to release tension. You don't need a rigid schedule, but you do need a stable routine that allows you to turn exercise into a natural habit. In the end, what truly matters is that these minutes of self-care become part of your lifestyle. Because it is consistency that will bring lasting results and allow you to feel stronger, safer, and more active in every stage of your life. You made it all the way here, and that is already a huge first step. Maybe today you only listened and took notes, or maybe you tried some movements while following the video. What really matters is that you are already focusing your attention on what truly makes the difference: your health and your well-being. Every repetition, no matter how simple it seems, is an investment in a future with more independence, more confidence, and more energy. Remember, it's not about doing everything perfectly from day one. Progress comes with small, consistent steps, and those small steps become big changes once they turn into a habit. Imagine yourself just a few weeks from now, if you decide to dedicate a few minutes, several times a week, to practicing these exercises. More strength when standing up, more balance when walking, more safety in every movement. That is the real gift you are giving yourself. Now, I invite you to take the next step. Share this video with someone you want to motivate, someone who can also benefit from strengthening their body and taking care of their health. And if you want to keep learning more exercises, tips, and strategies to stay active, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. That way, you won't miss the upcoming content I'm preparing for you.